Welcome to The Light Within. I'm your host, Pema C. This podcast is created for honest conversations, awakening truth, and the quiet wisdom we often forget we carry within us. Today, on the first episode of The Light Within, I'm deeply honored to sit with a teacher whose presence has brought clarity, compassion, and light to many people around. Dungsay, Namgay Dawa Rinpoche. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much for blessing my show and me with your presence and your wisdom.
Katinchi, thank you for the kind words.
How are you feeling?
Nervous.
Oh, no.
This is my first online interview. I believe you're starting a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So this is my first interview. A little bit nervous, but hope it goes well.
It will. Please don't be nervous. I feel the only person who's nervous right now is literally shaking his meal. Lasla. Rinpoche, I would like to request you if you could kindly share your core memories as a child before you were recognized and after you were recognized, and the difference you had to experience.
And this is something unique because I was recognized before I was born.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was recognized before I was born by Holiness Niju Rinpoche, my grandfather.
Yes.
He had predicted that I would be Tuku Sangin. So I was recognized before, but then this question is very difficult to answer because I had no idea who I was until I think I was 13 or 14 years old. So it's unique in that sense. By then I had a Western education and upbringing, and so this question I won't be able to answer because it's difficult.
So till Rinpoche finally realized what you were, did you have a normal upbringing? Or?
After that, yes. This is something which people don't realize, is that I only entered the Dharma, or I should say committed fully to the Dharma, when I was 45 years old.
Oh, really, Rinpoche?
Yes, I had just a normal childhood, normal upbringing.
Yes.
But upon my father's passing, then I had to commit. So I entered the Dharma when I was 45, and now I'm 51. So actually, relatively, it's been just like a beginning for me right now. I'm just immersing myself in this role right now and learning. So it's not like I had a traditional childhood where the Tuku system, where I entered the Tuku system and was brought up in that kind of culture. So for me, it's still I'm on the path of learning. So it's something that's unique, which people don't understand.
And how has the spiritual journey been from 45 to now?
45 to now, I also have to be honest and tell you that for 2 years after I took the commitment and entered the Dharma, it was very difficult for me because I had a foundation in the Western background. I had a foundation in different religions like Christianity, Baha'i, Hinduism, and things like that. So for 2 years, it was very difficult for me to understand what devotion was to the Dharma, what it meant being a spiritual teacher. I don't consider myself a teacher. I always tell people, consider me as your uncle, a brother, but never call me a father. So I don't want to be called daddy. But I don't mind being your uncle or things like that. So I have to admit, as far as speaking from the depths of my own heart, I realize that my own peers are now way ahead of me. Right? So I cannot approach the Dharma from a scholarly aspect because I don't want to waste 10 years going into a sheder. It's just not for me. So I thought, let's approach the spiritual path with honesty and to be as authentic as I can. And the way I approach it is I base the spirituality on my own experience. Not so much so on the sutra, but from what I have learned. Not just on this path since I entered, but also since childhood. So based on these experiences, I'm able to relate to the people, to my Sangha, to the group that I have in New York, in Spain. So and they understand where I come from. Not many people do. So they think I can just, if they ask for a lung, for instance, and they bring a whole pecha, right? And sometimes Khenpos do come and say, please give us the transmission of this lung. And I always tell Khenpos, are you willing to wait 3 years? Because it's going to take me 3 years to finish reading this.
Yes.
So some people don't understand that, and I'm very happy that you've given me this opportunity to explain where I come from and how I express the Dharma according to my own experience.
That is so beautiful. That's so beautiful, and I feel like whatever Rinpoche is doing right now is very the youth basically can really connect to it.
Thank you. This has been one of my main motives and inspiration and aspiration is to connect with the youth.
Yes, La.
Yes, La. I want to empower them. So. If you follow my Facebook, sometimes people think I just put up all nonsense.
No,
but everything has a meaning.
Yes,
it has a target audience, and so I always think people think I'm spontaneously I put things on Facebook. It's not. I actually go through a lot of self debate.
Reflection.
Should I put this? How will the people receive what I have put out on Facebook and things? Everything has a meaning, and it's really to connect with the youth.
Yes. And it's very rare to when you talk about maybe a Rinpoche or a teacher, we are kind of a little strict.
Exactly.
And
yes.
We get a little nervous.
Yes.
So Rinpoche is kind of it's breaking the ice by adding humor to your post.
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't like to have a good laugh? So Rinpoche. Your posts, your captions are always so interesting and humorous, so we really have a good time.
Again, yes, I want to demystify these titles that we hold like Rinpoches and Khenpos. It creates some sort of a mystery.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to convey and emphasize to the people is that we are also just like you. There's no difference. We hurt. We cry, we laugh, we find joy, we experience sorrow. So don't look at us, even though we have titles like Rinpoches, and think that we are above all of this. Just to get the audience or to get the devotees actually closer, but in a different way. In a different way. A devotion, not through fear, but the devotion through connection, through compassion and love. This I really believe is the best way to express the Dharma. So for me, I don't use words like hell. I don't use words like breaking the Samaya, hold people through Samaya. Or in Bhutan, we have to admit that it's a little bit superstitious. We have a lot of superstitions going on. Not to say I'm criticizing what they are, but to say, trying to express to the people, to get them to understand is that we have to break through this superstitious thing that holds us back, or the fear that holds us back, and make like a genuine, warm connection. Again, as I said, as an uncle or a brother, but not a father.
Thank you so much, Thank you so much for your insight, there is a lot of people within Bhutan, Bhutanese, and around the world who are so disconnected with themselves. How can we connect to the truth within in a kind of a maybe like a little easier way?
Yes. So listen, this is a very difficult subject. We feel disconnected from ourselves, I believe, is because we reflect so much love, whether it's to our husbands, to our parents, to our relatives and friends, but we do not reflect the same amount of love back to ourselves. This is important. As much love as you reflect towards others, reflect the same amount of love back to yourself. This is important. As much as you forgive those who've been injurious to you, learn to forgive yourself. This is important. Disconnection is just a feeling. That's all it is. But if you're able to sit and contemplate, and I don't even say do meditation to reconnect with yourself. Just learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to forgive yourself. In that way, that feeling of disconnection will slowly dissipate. So, we don't love ourselves. We sacrifice so much for others, and I think, especially in our Bhutanese society, it's always, or in the spiritual sense also, we're always talking about sacrifice for the Dharma, sacrifice for your parents, sacrifice for your friends and things like that. But at the same time, we do not emphasize much on self-love. So this is what one needs to understand. So when people come to me and they say, oh, I want to start doing recitations and mantras and things like that because I want to connect with myself, I say, no, you go shopping. Buy that Coach bag or that Louis Vuitton bag that you be happy, Reward yourself. Don't give too much of yourself to somebody in totality. Reserve some love and that kindness and then compassion for yourself as well. So this is important. But it's such a broad subject and such a subject that we have to go into depth that just in one sitting we won't be able to cover all the aspects of things. The main emphasis is learn to reflect love back to yourself.
So
you are married, so you don't have a boyfriend.
I'm married. I have a husband.
So you have a husband. Okay. So as much as you love your husband, it's also important to reflect that same amount of love back to yourself. It's about reflecting back what you give with love and compassion. Reflect it back. Reflection is very important.
Thank you. I really needed that.
I hope I didn't cause any separation between you and your husband.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Coming back to this, we keep talking about detachment. Not
detachment.
Now, how am I supposed to love my husband and my children without having a sense of attachment? Because
that's a very good question, because again I differ on this subject with other Rinpoches and scholars and things like that. I think there are two types of attachment. There's the clinging attachment and there's the healthy attachment. We are human beings, first and foremost. Because we are human, we love. Because we love, we attach, isn't it? But you have to be careful of loving attachment and clinging attachment. That's the two separations. Clinging attachment causes us pain. If so, you have a son, your son wants to move in with his girlfriend, for instance. If you have a clinging attachment, then you will not be able to let him go. That is dangerous. That causes pain. And if he leaves you and says, no, mom, is that bad? This is the question I want to ask. Is that bad?
No,
that desire can be transformed again into wisdom, love, and compassion. In the Vajrayana, from my limited understanding, is that everything is about transformation. Nothing is about destruction. So desire, if it can be transformed into love and compassion, is a good form of desire. The desire to help, right? Desire to help those who are less privileged. If we say remove that desire, where's the motivation and the aspiration to help? What about the desire to help our parents in their old age? If you remove that desire, and if you keep on emphasizing desire is bad for you, desire is bad for you, then will you have the aspiration and the motivation to help your parents? No. So desire and attachment also, please understand, they're different forms. The clinging form is something that is destructive. The desire and attachment based on love, compassion, and wisdom is good.
My goodness, we've never really thought about it.
I'll charge you later after the interview. Don't worry.
Coming back to, again, attachment and, and thank you for the explanation, but a lot of people in Bhutan, and I'm sure you've heard that a lot, it's my karma. Now I would like to request Rinpoche, if you could kindly explain to me the difference between firstly karma, destiny, and free will. Is our life already predestined by what we've done?
No, our life is not predestined. If our life is predestined by what we have done in the beginning, there's no use to do the dharma. It makes no sense. We have the free will. We have the opportunity for redemption. So this is what I hear in Bhutan. First of all, let me make it very clear to your viewers, is that we do not have the wisdom to see what is our lay and what is not our lay. Only the Buddha has the wisdom. So when you say it's my previous karma, it's his karma that he got cancer and things like that, you're talking out of ignorance. Right? No. Also, there's no such thing as predestiny, that we are destined. If we are predestined to die at age 46, might as well I should go and start drinking. I don't drink. Well, no, I have passed 46, so what am I saying? I have made myself years younger. So if I'm predestined, as they say in astrological charts, you're predestined to die at the age of 54. What's the use of doing Dharma practice? Nice. Might as well go drink. I might as well go smoke. Might as well get 6, 7, 8 girlfriends and have a good lifestyle. Yes. No. So it's not about, even if it is our karma and we will not know it, even if it is our karma, the beautiful thing about the Vajrayana is whatever karma you have inherited in your previous lifetimes, and not just lifetime, but previous lifetimes, is that in this lifetime we have the opportunity for redemption and purification. Yes. And that's the beautiful thing about taking birth in this human realm, is we have the opportunity for redemption and purification. Yes. Again, as I said, we have to be absolutely clear. We have to get rid of this mistaken notion that we know what is karmic and what is not karmic. We do not know, we do not have the wisdom eye to see. Yes. So do not worry about lay and things like that. As long as, even if you are not a Buddhist actually, even if you do not align with the Buddhist religion, but you cultivate a compassionate and a loving heart, you are purifying. Yes. And karma can be purified. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about lay. So don't get caught up in that, because it creates fear, and we must not live a life through fear. You must always tell yourself, no matter what has happened, no matter what karma I have inherited, if it's the negative karma, today I have the power to purify that karma. That's why to be born in this realm is so important, it's so precious. It's because we are given the opportunity for purification, redemption, renewal. That's why.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think this is it's almost like a awakening moment for me, because it made so much sense. I feel like I've just been so ignorant, and I've just been like kind of debating.
Not ignorant, because I have to tell you also myself, again, as I told you, I don't come from a scholarly point of view. So some Khenpos may come and say, oh, this Tuku is talking bullshit. But for me, it doesn't matter. This is what I feel in my heart of heart. This is what I believe in. This is what I align with. So if it helps, then I'm happy to share that with all of you.
Thank you so much. Coming back to my question, it's about grief. Now, again, that goes back to attachment.
You're going to make me cry if I talk about this subject. But go on.
About grief, losing like a very close family member, and how are we supposed to heal? How are we supposed to move on when we have kind of based our existence with the person who's passed away?
See, for me, let me go back. Since 2013 onwards, I have lost so many family members. I lost my grandmother from my father's side, then I lost my father, then I lost my sister, who was the most important person in my life, then I lost my cousin brother. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Then then I lost my youngest brother. Then again I lost my cousin brother. Then recently I went for my uncle's nature.
Yes.
As you can see, grief is very difficult to overcome, because I think it's like a wound that forms, a cut that you get but never fully heals. It just has scabs over it, and time to time something triggers that itch, and you itch, and then again the wound becomes raw. And this, I think, from my own perspective, there's no healing from grief. But one thing that should give us comfort is that we should understand that because of our attachment to somebody in this form. Again, as I said, because we're human beings, and that's why we attach. It is that pain of separation that hurts us. But what gives me comfort is that I know there's a continuation. You see, we'll meet again and again and again. But it's easier said. As you can see, the pain is so raw within me as well. It's easier said. And we'll meet again and again. And I don't know in what form we'll meet, but it's not the end and we'll meet again. But it's this lifetime's attachment to this form that causes the most pain. But having said that, we also have to realize that we have to be strong and resilient for those who still remain.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
2 months to 4 months after my sister left, I was in a state of, I don't want to use the word depression, but in a state of intense pain, where that will to go on didn't exist.
Yes.
You know, so you question yourself, what's the use of being here? It doesn't matter, the person that you loved has gone. It makes no sense. Life has no meaning. That's how we think. This is caused by the internal pain and the confusion that we have, not knowing how to process this grief that we're going through. I turn to the sutras. We can turn to the Dharma as well. But again, these are just words. That's what it is. It brings comfort, but I don't think so. It gives you the strength. The strength can only come from the people that remain present at this moment, like my brother Siddhu Rinpoche.
Yes.
Right? He was the anchor for me to pull me out of this grief, because I said, okay, he's there. You know, there are others that love me. I have to be here for them.
Yes.
Now, who's gone? They've gone. We'll meet again. But at least, what time we have left with those who remain, we have to be strong for them. So you have to have an anchor, look at somebody else that you love who's still present with you at this moment, and derive strength from them. And then slowly you will be able to, I'm not going to say you're going to fully heal, but you'll be able to recover from this grief enough to carry on. But then again, like moments like this, when you get triggered, that this is the part that is very difficult to deal with. And I have to say that from every member of my family that has left, even friends and even people that I have never met but I've known through Facebook when they've passed away, each passing has been a moment for me to gain some sort of a realization. You know, for my brother Leon, he was so into the Desup thing. He body, speech and mind, we are supposed to be in the Dharma. He was body, speech and mind into the Desup. And I always kept on telling him, you know, you're the youngest brother, you're looking after our mother, concentrate on business, this Desup, there's so many people that can take care of the country, whereas you should focus your energy on our mother. And I kept on trying to get him to change his mind, you know. But the moment when he passed and I was doing the 21 days of pujas for him along with Siddhu Rinpoche, I had a realization, because I said to myself, oh, you know, I'm so happy he didn't listen to me. Because what if he had passed away doing something he didn't want to do?
Yes.
You see? So now when I meet people, no matter who it is, I always say love them for who they are. Accept them with all their faults, no matter what it is. Whether they agree with us or not is not the point. You just love them wholly with all your heart, regardless of what choices they've made in their life. It doesn't matter. So my brother's passing helped me gain that kind of realization. It didn't come from the Dharma. I wish I could say the Dharma opened up my eyes to this, but that's why I never set aside human experiences like this, never brush aside these experiences, because we learn a lot from there. So each passing of all my family members, it has been painful, some more than others, but then from each one I took away something amazing. Transformation. Slowly, these little transformations is what I am today, more so on this Dharma path. Because of these experiences, honestly speaking, more than what I've read in the Dharma books.
Las, thank you.
No more crying, please.
That was very beautiful. I'm sorry, I didn't expect Rinpoche to, the question to be very sensitive. But that was something that I was battling as well, with grief and all that. So, and then I just couldn't navigate my emotions, and I was exactly where Rinpoche was.
Who did you lose?
My grandmother. I was very close to her. It's now 2 years, but still the loss, and you said, the wound is still very much there.
And I don't think so it'll ever heal completely. Because so many things trigger that. It could be something like a smell, or going to a familiar place where we shared moments with our loved ones that have gone. So it's trigger will always be there, but then we have to take or derive strength from the ones that remain and still, are with us. So,
thank you so much. Now, my next question would be: we always talk about being kind and being compassionate, and to everybody, but most of the time we don't get the same compassion back. I experience a lot of people who always want to kind of take advantage of me, and
So, Sil, I know where you're going with this.
Yes.
Kindness and compassion can be an aspiration. It doesn't need to translate into reality, because we're human beings. Because we're human beings, we're always going to have conflict and disagreements and things like that. I know what you're saying, because I always, wherever I travel, I always joke I have 15 people I hate. And luckily I say 2 died.
Oh my God.
2 died, and I made peace with 4 of them. So now I have to deal with this 9 people that I absolutely hate.
Oh my God,
My intention is, I have the aspiration, I have the motivation, I have the intention to envelop them with my kindness, with my love, with my understanding, with my empathy. But the human side of me, it's very difficult because of the wrong that I perceive that they have done to me. It could be it's my own perception, and it could also be that they have done me wrong. So it's very difficult to envelop them in my compassion. And I think it's okay as human beings, but do not cause harm. Do not have feeling of aversion. Do not have feeling of anger towards them. This is more important. That in itself, trying to cultivate that kind of understanding, I think, is compassion. Do you want to invite me for coffee? I don't want to go and have coffee with you.
Boundaries. Yes.
I have my boundaries. I'm sorry. If you've hurt me once, why should I put myself in the same situation twice? Is that being uncompassionate? No. That is what I'm talking about. Self-compassion is setting your boundaries. You don't have to go and mingle and interact in their world, even if they invite you, because you also have to be compassionate towards yourself. As much as you protect your loved ones, right? We also have to protect ourselves. So set healthy boundaries. Compassion, Bhutanese, I think Buddhist, not Bhutanese, but Buddhists in general think compassion means, okay, let's forgive, kiss, make up, come on, let's have a drink together. No, I don't believe in that. Because if you do that, then you're lacking wisdom. If you are in a toxic relationship with somebody, and that person has treated you so badly, right? And then the relationship ends. And then next time he says, come, let's have coffee, let's get back together. If you go again because you think I have to be a compassionate and because I'm a Buddhist, then you're making a mistake. That is compassion without wisdom. Even compassion has to have wisdom. This is important, right? If you say, I'm a Buddhist, I earn 1,000 rupees. Because I'm a Buddhist, I want to go and feed the hungry people. You go and spend 999 rupees on the food. And you go keep on feeding the people because you're a compassionate Buddhist. But you have nothing for yourself. You have nothing for your family. Then what kind of compassion is that? That's compassion without wisdom, right? Yes. But if you go, you get 1,000 rupees, take 100 rupees. Go feed, do whatever you want to do, whatever charity you want to do with that. But that 900, make sure you put food on the table for your family, make sure you have enough to eat. That is also compassion, but with wisdom. So everything has to have wisdom. In the absence of wisdom, then everything is stupidity.
Stupid compassion.
Stupid compassion And self-harm.
Yes.
If you don't have wisdom in compassion, you're harming yourself. That's why I don't go and have tea with my enemies. I do not care. But I do not want to cause them harm either.
And you don't wish them.
I don't wish them harm either. May you find happiness and the causes of happiness. May you be successful in life. May you get everything that you pray for. Maybe not everything you pray for. That part is a bit too much. No, I don't want to. May you not get everything you wish for, but you know what I'm saying, young men. Men. But you don't cause some, but it's okay. It's all right. That is, you have to understand what compassion is. Don't get carried away. But when we say love and compassion, don't be a doormat. This is where we make a mistake. So to the youth, I don't know which camera I'm supposed to look at. Oh, doesn't matter. To the youth, compassion with wisdom. This is important. At least my take on it.
My goodness, thank you, La. Thank you so much, La. Rinpoche, that was very profound, very eye-opening as well, La. Thank you very much. La. A lot of us, especially myself, I find it very difficult to draw boundaries, La. Because most could be because I grew up people-pleasing.
Yes.
And
I grew up like that.
La.
Yes,
it's
it is.
So tiring.
It is tiring. It is. People-pleasing is causing self-harm. This is one thing we have to understand. I've also dealt with this because I could never say no.
Same. La.
It's very difficult to say no because we think the people will not like us or they will be angry and things like that. But I think most importantly, you really have to ask yourself, in the end, everything when it's done and you're taking your last breath, who's going to be there? Are these people going to be there with you or not? This is an important question you ask yourself. If they're not, it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's healthy to set boundaries. And setting boundaries, again, goes back to what I was talking about, is reflecting love back to yourself.
Yes.
To reflect love back to yourself is setting healthy boundaries. To set these boundaries is important. Everybody must. But in Bhutan, in our culture, it's very difficult.
Yes.
Difficult to do that. So
thank you. Thank you so much, La Rinpoche. There has been this one question in my mind. Like, we have seasons, like on a Tsechanga, there is like rindos going on.
Yes,
rituals, basically rituals. And does it mean like somebody who is financially doing very well and who's performing a lot of rituals and rindos at home will be blessed more than a person who doesn't have the means to do the rindos?
No.
Rituals?
No, it's not like that. Again, one thing, again, this is based on my own experience and perspective, because I entered the Dharma with no preconceived notion, with, as they say, a clear slate. So I have seen the good, I have seen the bad, and I've seen the ugly of the Dharma. There's something that we cannot deny. If we deny, we say Dharma is pure. Yes, Dharma itself is pure, but us practitioners are the one that corrupts the Dharma.
Yes.
You see, that's what it is. So also don't make the mistake of saying that Dharma is bad. It's not the Dharma. Dharma in itself, by itself, is absolutely pure, but we practitioners corrupt the pureness of the Dharma in the way we express it. Even one prayer uttered with devotion, concentration from your heart is equal to, I think, 1,000 rimdos that you do for your well-being or your family's well-being.
Yes.
Intention and motivation is important.
Yes.
Any prayer uttered out of intention, good intention, noble motivation is equal to 1,000 rimdos you do out of selfishness. Right? So we have to understand that. So, of course, once again, as I say, some scholars may disagree with me, Rinpoches may disagree with me, but I believe in expressing what I feel.
Yes, absolutely.
It's true. From at least because we all have conditioned minds, right?
Yes.
So my mind is also conditioned in a certain way. I understand your mind is conditioned in a certain way. So from this conditioned mind or mind, this is what I feel. For some people, it may not be true, but to me, that's what I feel is the truth.
Yes. Coming back to the rituals and all that, within my own family as well, I have the elders, if they want to go for a surgery, do motapni, divination. Then that motapni will say, oh, it's not good, the result. How much of a fact is there
in that? That again, as I say, it depends. If you've for me, case in point is the ladies who came to see me, who were doing rimdo continuously for the child that come. They brought her to see him. Sorry, I actually mistook her. I thought it was a girl, but it turned out to be a boy to me. And they said they've been doing rimdos, and they've been asked to do a lot more rimdos for the child. Now I could see, I'm not a medical expert, but I do know what is autism.
Yes.
When a child is autistic, or Asperger's syndrome on that fine line. So I could see the child had Asperger's. So I said, all of these rimdos are not going to be beneficial for the child, no matter how much rimdos you do, no matter how much money you spend. I can say that I told them with confidence from my heart that you're wasting your money. In fact, you should take the child to see a specialist, or you should take the child. You see, again, superstition, culture, and dharma are all mixed.
Yes.
You know, if I say one thing, it's going to upset somebody.
Yes,
you know. And I already, as my brother says, you've said too much, enough to be put in a hoka sunde. So, so I have to be sensitive to also people. If you feel rimdo helps you, go ahead. You know, I do not care. Like, if you feel putting your face in dog shit cures your pimple, go put your face in the dog shit as well. If it's working for you, so go ahead, do it. I have nothing to say. I'm not going to say the dog shit is not going to help you with your acne. I mean, when I went, these young men have such beautiful skin, but during their age, when I was their age, I had terrible acne, 98%. So I tried everything, even trying to put pork fat somewhere down the line. Somewhere to do with pork fat. But my point is, I'm not here to say what is wrong, what is right. Do what you think is helping. As I tell the people that come to see me, who've done a lot of rimdos as well for so many different things, like eczema. 3 years you're experiencing eczema on your hand, and you're doing all the rimdos, and the rimdos are not helping. Good Lord, get some common sense and go see a doctor if it's not helping. If that rimdo is curing your eczema, then go spend whatever money you want. Do that rimdo that you want. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Do what you think helps. But also, if it's not helping, then it's time to have common sense to think for yourself.
Yes.
That perhaps maybe I should have a different approach or a different solution to the issue that I'm having.
Yes. Yes.
If you say this is right, that is wrong, we will upset a lot of people.
Yes, La. Thank you, La. Thank you so much, La. I just feel so very honored to be receiving all these teachings and insights.
Not teachings, just advice.
From Rinpoche. The advices are like mind-blowing.
I'll charge you, as I said later more.
Just coming back to that would just be like my second last question. Like, coming back to again relationship, like I'm married, and you know, like me and my husband, we keep having our ups and downs and arguments and all that. But why do relationship trigger wounds, bring out terrible wounds, and just make us like almost go crazy, but can't leave them?
You want to leave him though?
No, I
can help you.
No,
she said, can't leave them.
I don't want to leave, but
listen, first of all, this is what I've told everybody in relationships as well. Change your perspective and understanding. Cultivate gratitude even in your fights.
Yes.
Because this is, I've told everybody. Yes. When you fight with your husband, for instance, once the fight is over, you have to tell yourself, how lucky am I that I can fight with my husband, that I have somebody that I love that I can argue with.
Yes.
Because if I want to argue with Leon, he's not here anymore, right? If I want to argue with my Aku, he was my stepfather and he was quite strict in his own ways. If I want to argue with him now, I cannot. I just offered his body into the fire. I cannot. First of all, cultivate that understanding. Change your perception. Cultivate gratitude and understanding. This is what I tell everyone. It's not that why it triggers. It triggers because you attach. See, what we don't understand, especially now this is to the young people, especially with you who are going through so much emotional pain. This is something you have to understand, is that, again, if I tell you today, oh, I think this color is ugly on you, tomorrow if you go and you're still thinking about what I said, I'll never interview him and call him back again. Why are you thinking like that? It's because you do not have the realization to understand that the moment that caused you pain is actually over. When you're thinking about it, now you're causing your own pain and your own obstacle, and you're not letting go, but you're still blaming me. I'm not there telling you, whispering you in the ear the second day, or even if you're showering, your color is ugly.
Yes.
I'm not present at all. But this is why because we do not understand how the mind works. It's because then we keep on blaming that person, although the moment of pain has subsided, is over, and now it's just a memory. It's just an experience in you. But that's called unhealthy attachment. Clinging to that thought causes you that pain. It triggers when you fight with your husband, is that clinging. That's why I say love yourself enough to understand. Don't cause your own pain.
Yes.
I believe, so we as Rinpoches or people in a position of some spiritual authority, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to unlock that door that you imprison yourself in that jail. We are trying to unlock that door for you. But you have to walk out. I'm fat, I cannot carry you.
Yes.
I'm weight training and I can only carry 7 kgs or 14 kgs. I don't know what my trainers put me on. Don't expect me to carry you because I cannot carry you. But I can unlock the door for you to walk out. But you have to make the effort to get up and walk out. So for you young people also, think of it in this way. The moment of pain is in the past. If you're still thinking, no matter what has happened in the past, if you're still thinking about it now, that means you're causing your own pain. What is wisdom? Wisdom is understanding and realizing and taking the experience that you've had, good or bad, but making it profoundly meaningful where it helps you at the present moment. That is what wisdom is. Now, people always talk about, I have to be spiritual to gain wisdom. Actually, no. If you are spiritual, you are not going to gain any wisdom because you're not going to be so invested in your spiritual aspect.
Yes.
Learning from your mistakes, realizing them,
Yes.
unfolds your wisdom within you. If you go to shop number 7 and you go there and you buy 10,000 worth of rupees of, I don't know, whatever goods you want to buy, coca or whatever, you go back and you realize you've overspent. If you go down to the sabji market, perhaps, oh my God, shop number 7, don't kill me, man. I'm just making just an example. You go down to the sabji market and you find the same goods for 7,000 rupees. Don't cry over the money that you've wasted. If you learn from that experience, now I know where to go because it's cheaper there and I won't go here again. You've just turned a mistake, that experience, into wisdom. That is what wisdom is. Wisdom is learning from your mistakes. Nice. If you accept them, it's learning from your mistakes. Wisdom is empathy. Wisdom is insight. Wisdom is experience. Good experience and bad experience both can cultivate wisdom. Everybody tells me, please give me a prayer so I can cultivate wisdom. I said, forget a prayer, go make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes and wisdom will unfold by itself. That's if you're willing to accept your mistakes. Yes. That's what wisdom is. That's the cultivation of wisdom. Yes. It's not always based on spiritual wisdom because we need this mundane kind of wisdom to face life, yes. Not the spiritual wisdom. Yes. You're not a lama, you're not a monk. If you're a monk, you want to be a lama, then you need spiritual wisdom. But for the rest of you, you need the worldly wisdom is important. Yes. So, what is wisdom? Wisdom is learning from your mistakes, learning from your experience, gaining that insight. That is what wisdom is. But there's so much confusion about what wisdom is, yes. Right? If you were in a toxic relationship, your boyfriend was so toxic, so nasty to you. Once you get out of that relationship, if you want to look for another person to partner with, but you're looking for the same kind of character as your previous boyfriend, that is not wisdom, right? But when you're looking for your new partner, when you're falling in love, and when you say, oh, I don't want to go through what I went through because of that pain, that thought is wisdom. That's what wisdom is having learned from your experience.
Yes.
That is wisdom. So it's not complicated.
Yes.
I don't know why people think wisdom is complicated. It's not complicated. Knowledge is different again. So many Bhutanese confuse knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing the facts. Wisdom is taking those facts and making it meaningful to you in your life.
Yes.
Fact, knowledge is tomato is a fruit.
Yes.
Wisdom is knowing not to put that tomato in your ice cream, right?
Yes. Wow.
That's what they say, right?
Yes.
That's what wisdom is. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Yes.
All right. So wisdom is based on experience because you've tasted the tomato. You know it's not, even though it's a fruit, you put it in your curry, you put it in your omelette, but you know it's not going to pair well with ice cream, right?
Yes.
That's what wisdom is. You gain wisdom from experience, insights, and most importantly, that's why I always say, no matter what mistakes you've made in your life, forgive yourself because that mistake can be transformed into wisdom. You can learn from it. When you learn from your mistakes, that's what wisdom is.
Yes, my goodness. A lot of people are confused about this is because we've never had anyone explain to us the way Rinpoche just did.
You are inflating my ego.
No. This is absolutely the fact. I'm sure even my cameramen are like, what? Never thought about it that way.
For me, again, as I tell all of you, even your cameramen and all, I don't approach the Dharma from a spiritual perspective.
Yes.
Because honestly speaking, myself, I'm confused by the Vajrayana. I have no idea. You can say I haven't even grasped 0.001% of what the Vajrayana is. But I know my own experience.
Yes.
You know, that is my own experience. So I can relate to people based on my own experience. So for me, it's very important. One reason why I don't approach the life through the Dharma perspective is because I don't know the Dharma much also, because I'm stupid in that sense. So it's good for me. But based on my experience, I think my experience, no matter what it is within the framework of what the Dharma is. I'm confident it is. You know, so that's why I like to relate to people based on my experience.
Yes, thank
Now,
you.
Lama Louisa is a scholar, Dharma practitioner, so she may have different answers. That's why I brought her as a backup in case you ask me a hard question. I'll be like, cut, Lama Louisa, what does that mean? Okay.
Lasla, thank you, Thank you so much, What Rinpoche explained about that certain emotion triggering you at that moment, or somebody being toxic or mean to you, that feeling just stays for that moment.
Yes, it stays.
It's actually been scientifically proven also, It stays for 90 seconds, Lola. What remains, however, is our reaction to it and the emotion
to it. So this is what on the pendulum, swinging on the pendulum. This is what I always tell people. I'm not worried. If you come to me and say you're an angry person, I'm happy because at least I know you're a human being. You know, if you come to me and say I never get angry, then I suspect you're an alien. You know, negative, afflictive emotions within us is a part of who we are.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Just like our good side, so is our bad side. It makes up who we are.
Yes.
This is why I always hear in Bhutan and Buddhist people usually talking about ego, get rid of your ego, subdue your ego. How can you get rid of your ego? Ego has two aspects. There's the healthy ego and there's the unhealthy ego.
Yes.
Ego means we define ourselves in relationship, we compare to others, right? Ego is what called our self-image. Why do you put on the makeup that you put on? To feel good inside, to be presentable. That is healthy ego. That's okay. There's nothing to get rid of, right? The unhealthy ego is when you do things always to get validation from people. Oh, I did this many mantras. Oh, you put on Facebook, I did 1 million mantras today and I released millions of fishes. And then you get validated. Oh, you're such a great Rinpoche. You're such a great person. And that makes you feel happy. That happiness is not happiness. That happiness is your ego, uncontrolled, unhealthy ego, right? But the healthy ego we need, because if we do not know our own self-image, where are we going to get the confidence, right? For me, like I hide my stomach with the shirt, it's stretched out.
Yes.
It's healthy ego, right? It's healthy ego because I feel confident, right? My stomach is hidden. Things today I look good. I came presentable wearing a brown shirt, and I didn't make sure I have such oily skin, and I made sure my oily skin is not shown on the camera. That's kind of a healthy ego, something that we do for ourselves that makes us feel worth it. It's healthy ego. Anything that we do to seek validation, to show off. That's unhealthy ego. So another thing is, to the young people, don't get confused between ego, because you may be told ego is bad, but ego is good, because ego makes us who we are. It represents us. It doesn't matter what it is. So I hear that a lot in Bhutan, especially spiritual practitioners say, I'm trying to get rid of my ego. Don't get rid of your ego. Know the difference between what is healthy ego and what is unhealthy ego. This is so important.
Thank you, La. Thank you so much, La Rinpoche.
Yes.
Before I end the show, La, I would like to get to the essence of the podcast, which is the light within, La. What does light within mean to you, La, personally?
To me, La.
Yes, La, like the light within.
The light within me means that I hope my enemies die before me. This is what it means. I want to outlive my enemies. This is what it is. You know, I always tell my people, you want me to live long? Pray that my enemies live long. Because I don't want to die before them. I want to have the last laugh on this planet. No, the jokes aside, is that understand this, what light within means is that you don't have to be a spiritual person, because sometimes people come to me and say, I want to practice the Dharma, I want to be a spiritual person. As long as you are motivated to do good, no matter if it is going and listening to a friend that is going through a tough time and he needs to talk or she needs to talk to someone, you go and you listen to them. Without even realizing it, you're practicing the Dharma.
Yes.
Right? If somebody is sick, you go visit them, take them a bowl of soup. I don't know. So sorry, vegetarians, but the next line you won't like it. Take them pakshapa or whatever. My apologies to the vegetarian. Take them some food. You are practicing the Dharma. Light within means understand. You don't have to be spiritual to be a good person.
Yes.
Cultivation of love and compassion in itself is what the light within means. This has to be your foundation, and whatever you build on top of that will be meaningful, whether you're a spiritual person or you're not a spiritual person. In the absence of love and compassion, the cultivation of these two aspects within you, no matter what you do, is not going to be meaningful.
Yes.
Yeah, right? That is why some people, if you're an asshole and you go into a thumb and do 3 months, 3 days retreat, you'll come out a bigger asshole than when you went in. Why? Because you didn't cultivate love and compassion, the main foundation, right?
Yes.
That's what it is. But as long as you always contemplate on these two aspects, then that's what the light within means. But remember, it's not the ordinary love and compassion I'm talking about. Compassion means you open your heart. You always give your affection, a piece of your heart, to everybody that you meet. Yes. It doesn't matter who they are, yes, whether they agree with you, or whether they like you, or whether they disagree with you. It doesn't matter. Love means you must give your affection without judgments, yes, to everybody. Compassion means realize that everybody is going to be separated from the things that they love one day. That pain is not unique to you. That pain also resides in them as well. Yes. That is what compassion is. And therefore, love by itself, in the absence of compassion, can be hurtful. Because you can love and suffocate the other person. Yes. But when it is together with compassion, then compassion prevents also love from turning negative.
Yes.
So, right? So not wanting to cause pain. Because even with love by itself, you can cause pain. Yes. Right? So light within means cultivate love and compassion. These two must go hand in hand. And whatever you build on top of these two, when you have that foundation, everything will be meaningful, transformative, and it'll bring joy and happiness.
Last,
right?
Thank you so much. Just last, if there was one insight coming from Namgay Dawa Rinpoche today for the people who will carry it with them for a long, long time, what would that be?
My advice would be reflect on impermanence, because everything is constantly changing, and eventually everything will disappear, everything that you have. Therefore, as morbid as that sounds, if you concentrate on that, then you'll be able to find joy and happiness, because you'll find moments to celebrate life. If you want to celebrate life, reflect on your own impermanence, reflect on the impermanence of your loved ones as well. And then naturally you will not want to cause harm. This is what it is. But we always neglect that aspect because we always think that we are going to be here forever. And this is the mistake we make. So if anything else, nothing else, reflect on impermanence. And while reflecting on impermanence, you'll be able to let go of so many things more. Because we say, oh, life is so short, what's the use of fighting? Life is so short, I will forgive my husband tomorrow.
We get along very well, me and my husband.
That's not how it comes across the camera, what you said.
No, sometimes
I'm joking.
We trigger each other's wounds quite badly.
Kimi, but it's okay. But you learn from that, as I said. Even from this fight with your husband, you can gain wisdom.
Yes,
that's what it is. That's how wisdom unfolds. People don't realize that. They think they always have to go to Mani Chanshi, do Kora around. You can do 1 million Koras around this Timbu Chorten. You're not going to get a single wisdom. All you'll get is maybe muscle legs, strong calves and thing, but you're not going to gain wisdom. Wisdom is about reflecting on the situation, looking through insights, your own insights and experience. When you reflect and contemplate, then wisdom arises. Nobody can don't think you can go to a Rinpoche and that he can transmit wisdom to you. That will be stupidity. Then nothing can be transmitted. More so, you might lose a lot of money visiting the Rinpoche, but you're not going to get wisdom. I say that because I take people's money as well. When they come to visit me, they think they're going to receive wisdom, but unfortunately, it's not.
Lasla, thank you. Thank you so much, Rinpoche, for your wonderful insight. I am absolutely sure that it is going to impact a lot of viewers' perspective, and to me as well personally, it has really changed something. It's transformed the way I think and take on life and relationship and everything that I was confused about. So thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
To everyone watching, I hope you take the insights from Namgay Dawa Rinpoche into your heart and into your life. Always remember, the brightest light shining is from within. Until next time, keep growing, keep glowing. Thank you.